Let me start by saying this: if you're here, it's because something inside you already knows there's more to life than what you're currently experiencing. You've heard about manifestation, maybe even practiced it, and yet something feels off. You've tried affirmations, vision boards, meditations, but the results, they're inconsistent, or worse, non-existent. You're putting in the work, but it feels like the universe is holding out on you. Why is that? Why does manifestation seem so effortless for some people, while for others it feels like running uphill in quicksand? Today we're going to unravel that mystery. We're going to look at the 3 things you must stop doing immediately if you want to unlock the full power of manifestation. And trust me, this isn't just about surface-level advice. We're going deep into your mind, your energy, and your soul. Here's the thing: manifestation isn't just about asking the universe for what you want and waiting for it to magically appear. It's a dance between your energy and the energy of the universe, a co-creative process that requires both alignment and awareness. But most people are unknowingly sabotaging that process. They're blocking their own manifestations, not because they're lazy or unworthy, but because they're stuck in patterns they don't even realize are holding them back. And the first step to breaking free: awareness. So, let's dive into the first thing you need to stop doing: living in contradiction to what you desire. This is the most common and subtle way people block their manifestations. Let me explain. You say you want abundance, but every time you check your bank account and feel anxiety or frustration, you're vibrating at the frequency of lack. You say you want love, but every time you replay that heartbreak from years ago, you're stuck in the energy of rejection. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want, it responds to the energy you're emitting. And if your inner world is steeped in doubt, fear, or scarcity, that's exactly what you'll attract. Here's a question for you: what do you really believe about your desires? Do you truly believe they're possible for you, or are you secretly carrying doubts? Because if your beliefs and emotions are out of alignment with your desires, you're sending mixed signals to the universe. It's like trying to tune into a radio station but constantly switching frequencies. The universe hears your request but can't deliver it because your energy is scattered. This is why clarity and consistency are so crucial. You must not only ask for what you want, but also embody the energy of already having it. Feel it, live it, act as if it's already yours. But here's where most people get tripped up: they think they can fake it. They say the affirmations, they visualize the dream life, but deep down, they're still holding on to the fear that it won't happen. And the universe, it doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibration. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly felt abundant, loved, or successful, even if just for a moment? Can you tap into that feeling right now? Because if you can, even for a few seconds, you're already shifting your vibration. And that shift is the key to breaking free from the contradiction. Now, let's move to the second thing you need to stop doing: obsessing over the how. This is a big one. So many of us get stuck trying to figure out exactly how our desires will manifest. We want to micromanage the process, control every step, and predict the outcome. But here's the truth: the how is not your job. Let me repeat that the how is not your job. Your job is to set the intention, align your energy, and take inspired action. The universe will handle the rest. The moment you start obsessing over the details, you're stepping out of trust and into control, and control is rooted in fear. Think about it: when you trust someone fully, you don't feel the need to micromanage them. You let go because you know they'll deliver. The same applies to the universe. Obsessing over the how sends a message that you don't trust the process. And when you're in a state of distrust, you're blocking the flow of energy that brings your desires to you. So what would it feel like to let go? To release the need to know every detail and simply trust that the universe has your back. This isn't about being passive, it's about surrendering control while staying aligned with your vision. Finally, let's talk about the third thing you need to stop doing, letting your past define your future. This one is huge. So many of us are dragging our past into our present, and in doing so, we're recreating the same reality over and over again. Every time you replay an old failure, every time you tell yourself, "This always happens to me," you're reinforcing a pattern. And that pattern becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But here's the catch: letting go of the past isn't about ignoring it or pretending it didn't happen. It's about acknowledging it, learning from it, and then choosing to move forward. It's about saying, "Yes, that happened, but it doesn't define me." Your past is a chapter in your book, not the whole story. And the pen is in your hands now. So what kind of story do you want to write? What kind of future do you want to create? Here's a practical tip: start becoming aware of the stories you're telling yourself. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I can't because," or "this always happens," pause and ask yourself, is this story serving me? If it's not, rewrite it. Replace it with a story that aligns with your vision, your desires, and your highest self. This is how you reclaim your power and create a future that's not limited by your past. So, to recap, stop living in contradiction to your desires, stop obsessing over the how, and stop letting your past define your future. These are the three things blocking your manifestation, and the moment you release them, you'll unlock a whole new level of flow, alignment, and possibility. But this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore, so much deeper to go. Fear, it's the silent thief of dreams. It creeps into our minds, planting seeds of doubt, anxiety, and hesitation. It whispers, "What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough?" And before we know it, fear has wrapped itself around our hearts, strangling the very energy we need to manifest the life we desire. If the first part of this journey was about recognizing the habits that block your manifestation, this next part is about confronting fear head-on. Because let's be honest, fear is often the root of all resistance. It's the invisible wall standing between you and your manifestations. So how do we break free from it? How do we learn to trust the universe and ourselves completely? To begin, we need to understand something fundamental. Fear is not your enemy. It's important to realize that fear, at its core, is a mechanism of survival. It's your mind's way of trying to protect you from perceived danger. But here's the problem: the mind doesn't distinguish between real threats and imagined ones. To your brain, the fear of failure feels just as real as the fear of physical harm. And because of this, fear often keeps us trapped in our comfort zones, replaying the same patterns and avoiding the risks that could lead to growth and transformation. Now, let me ask you a question: what are you afraid of? No, really. Think about it. What fears are holding you back from fully stepping into your power as a creator? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of judgment? Or maybe it's the fear that if you go after what you truly want, you might lose something or someone along the way. Whatever it is, I want you to name it. Right here, right now. Because when you name your fear, you take the first step toward disarming it. Fear thrives in the shadows. The moment you shine a light on it, it begins to lose its grip. Here's another truth about fear: it's often rooted in a lack of trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, and trust in the process of life. When fear takes over, it's because we've forgotten who we really are. We've forgotten that we are not separate from the universe, but are, in fact, an extension of it. Think about that for a moment. The same energy that created the stars, the galaxies, the oceans, it's flowing through you. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are infinite. So what would it feel like to trust that infinite part of yourself completely? To trust that no matter what happens, you are always supported, always guided, and always enough. This trust isn't something you can fake. It's something you cultivate. And the way you cultivate it is through practice daily, intentional practice. Here's one way to start every morning. Take 5 minutes to sit in silence and connect with your breath. As you inhale, imagine yourself breathing in the energy of the universe, its vastness, its abundance, its infinite possibilities. As you exhale, release any tension, doubt, or fear that may be lingering in your body. With each breath, affirm to yourself, I am safe. I am supported. I trust the universe to guide me. This simple practice might seem small, but over time it rewires your nervous system. It calms the part of your mind that clings to fear and opens you to the flow of trust. Another way to break the chains of fear is to reframe the way you see failure. So many of us are paralyzed by the idea of failing. But what if failure wasn't something to fear at all? What if it was simply feedback away for the universe to course correct you towards something even better? Imagine a child learning to walk. They fall over and over again, but they don't see it as failure. They see it as part of the process. And because they're not afraid to fall, they keep trying until they master the skill. What if you approached your manifestations with that same mindset? What if every setback, every delay, every failure was actually a gift, showing you how to align more deeply with your desires? Here's a deep question for you. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? If you knew that every step you took, even the missteps, would eventually lead you to your desired outcome, how would you live? Would you take more risks? Would you dream bigger? Would you stop holding yourself back? Because that's the truth of the universe. Failure is an illusion. Every experience, no matter how it appears on the surface, is moving you closer to your highest good as long as you're willing to see it that way. Now, let's talk about surrender. Surrender is the ultimate act of trust, and it's one of the most powerful ways to break free from fear. But surrender doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for the universe to do all the work. Surrender means releasing the need to control every detail. It means letting go of the how and focusing instead on the why. Why do you want what you want? What is the deeper desire behind your manifestation? When you connect with that deeper why, you shift your focus from fear to faith. You remember that the universe always works in your favor, even when the path doesn't look the way you expected. Breaking the chains of fear isn't about eliminating fear altogether, it's about building a relationship with it. It's about seeing fear for what it is, a protective mechanism that no longer serves you. You don't have to fight it or resist it. You simply have to acknowledge it, thank it for its service, and choose to move forward anyway. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act in spite of it. So, as we move forward on this journey, ask yourself, what would my life look like if I fully trusted the universe? If I released my fears, surrendered my doubts, and embraced the infinite possibilities available to me? Because that's the life that's waiting for you, the life you were born to create. Let's keep going. Manifestation isn't just about thinking the right thoughts or visualizing your dream life, it's about alignment. True manifestation happens when your thoughts, feelings, and actions all speak the same language. Think of it like tuning an instrument. If one string is out of tune, the entire melody suffers. The universe is constantly responding to the energy you emit, and that energy is created by the harmony or disharmony between your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. So, if you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things but still not seeing results, It's time to ask, are you truly in energetic alignment with what you want to manifest? Let's start with your thoughts. Your thoughts are like the architects of your reality. Every thought you think sends out a signal, like a radio wave, and the universe matches that signal with experiences that resonate at the same frequency. But here's where it gets tricky. Most of us aren't even aware of the majority of our thoughts. Psychologists estimate that we have around 60,000 thoughts a day, and for many of us, the majority of those are repetitive and often negative. So, even if you're consciously thinking positive thoughts for a few minutes each day, what's happening during the other 23 hours? Are you worrying about money, doubting your abilities, or replaying past mistakes? Because if your dominant thoughts are rooted in fear, doubt, or lack, that's the frequency the universe is responding to. Here's a practical exercise to become more aware of your thoughts. Spend one day carrying a small notebook or using a notes app on your phone. Every time you catch yourself thinking a negative or limiting thought, write it down. At the end of the day, review your list. What patterns do you notice? Are there recurring themes, like fear of failure or feelings of unworthiness? Awareness is the first step to change. Once you identify these patterns, you can begin to replace them with empowering thoughts. And don't just stop at thinking positively, speak those thoughts out loud. Words carry immense vibrational power. When you declare something with intention, you amplify its energy. But thoughts alone are not enough. This brings us to the second component of alignment: your feelings. If thoughts are the architects of your reality, emotions are the builders. They're the fuel that powers your manifestations. You might be thinking about abundance, but if you're feeling anxious or desperate, the universe picks up on that emotional frequency and mirrors it back to you. That's why it's crucial to cultivate the emotional state of already having what you desire. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my manifestation was already here? Would you feel joy, gratitude, relief, excitement? Tap into those feelings now, even before the physical manifestation appears. This isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about generating the emotional energy that aligns with your desires. One powerful way to do this is through gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational frequencies you can emit. When you're in a state of gratitude, you're telling the universe, "Thank you. I already have enough," and that energy attracts even more blessings into your life. Here's a simple practice every morning or evening. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. And don't just go through the motions, really feel the gratitude in your body. Let it expand in your heart. The more you practice this, the more you'll naturally shift into a state of abundance. Now let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle: your actions. This is where many people fall short. They think they can sit back, visualize, and wait for the universe to deliver everything on a silver platter. But manifestation is a co-creative process. The universe loves action. When you take inspired action, you send a powerful signal that you're serious about your desires. You're showing the universe that you're willing to meet it halfway. But here's the key: not all action is created equal. The most powerful actions come from a place of alignment, not desperation. For example, if you're trying to manifest a dream job, don't just send out hundreds of resumes in a frantic attempt to control the outcome. Instead, take a moment to align your energy first. Visualize yourself already in that dream job. Feel the excitement, the confidence, the joy. Then, from that state of alignment, take inspired action. Maybe you'll feel drawn to reach out to a specific person, attend a particular event, or update your resume in a way that feels authentic and exciting. This is the difference between aligned action and frantic hustle. Another important aspect of aligned action is consistency. The universe responds to commitment. If you're constantly starting and stopping, doubting and second-guessing, you're sending mixed signals. But when you show up every day with intention and dedication, you build momentum. It's like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it, nurture it, and trust that it will bloom in its own time. Ultimately, manifestation is about coherence, bringing your thoughts, feelings, and actions into perfect harmony. When all three are aligned, your energy becomes a powerful magnet for your desires. You don't have to force or chase anything. The universe responds to your alignment with precision and grace. But alignment is not a one-time event, it's a daily practice. It's about showing up even when doubt creeps in. It's about choosing faith over fear, gratitude over lack, and inspired action over hesitation. So, I invite you to ask yourself, what would my life look like if I fully aligned my thoughts, feelings, and actions with my highest desires? What kind of energy would I emit? What kind of reality would I create? Because the truth is, you already have the power to manifest anything you desire. The universe is always listening. The question is, are you speaking its language? Let's move deeper. Manifestation isn't just about asking, believing, and receiving, it's also about releasing. Releasing resistance is the final shift that opens the floodgates of miracles into your life. Resistance is subtle, often invisible, but it's the very thing standing between you and the life you're trying to create. It's not the universe that's delaying your manifestations, it's the resistance within you. The good news? You don't have to fight resistance. You just need to understand it, release it, and allow your desires to flow effortlessly toward you. Let's start by identifying resistance. Resistance shows up in many forms: fear, doubt, self-sabotage, procrastination, overthinking, or even an attachment to how things should happen. It's the voice that says, "What if it doesn't work?" Or "I'll never have what I want." It's the heaviness you feel when you think about your dreams and the frustration that creeps in when you don't see immediate results. Resistance is like carrying a backpack full of rocks while trying to climb a mountain. Each rock represents a limiting belief, a fear, or an attachment that's weighing you down. The key to manifesting miracles is learning to let go of those rocks one by one. So, how do you release resistance? The first step is awareness. You can't let go of something you don't know you're holding on to. Take a moment to reflect what feels heavy in your life right now. What thoughts or beliefs come up when you think about your desires? For example, if you're trying to manifest financial abundance, do you feel a knot in your stomach when you think about money? That knot is resistance. If you're trying to manifest love, do you feel unworthy or afraid of getting hurt? That fear is resistance. Awareness is like shining a flashlight into the dark corners of your mind. Once you see the resistance, you can begin to dissolve it. The second step is acceptance. This might sound counterintuitive, but the more you resist your resistance, the stronger it becomes. Fighting your fears or doubts only gives them more power. Instead, try this: when a limiting belief or fear arises, don't judge it or push it away. Simply acknowledge it. Say to yourself, "I see you. I hear you. Thank you for trying to protect me." Acceptance doesn't mean you agree with the fear, it means you're no longer fighting it. And when you stop fighting, the resistance begins to soften. Now, let's talk about the most powerful way to release resistance: letting go of attachment. Attachment is one of the biggest blocks to manifestation. It's the desperate need for your desires to manifest in a specific way or at a specific time. It's the obsessive checking, the constant worrying, the feeling that you won't be happy until you have what you want. But here's the thing: attachment is rooted in lack. It's a signal to the universe that you don't trust the process, that you believe your happiness depends on external circumstances, and as long as you're attached, you're holding your desires at arm's length. So, how do you let go of attachment? By shifting your focus from the outcome to the present moment. Instead of obsessing over when or how your desires will manifest, focus on the joy, gratitude, and abundance you can experience right now. Ask yourself, what can I appreciate about this moment? What can I do today to feel aligned with my highest self? When you let go of the need to control the outcome, you make space for the universe to work its magic. You allow miracles to unfold in ways you could never have imagined. Finally, let's talk about becoming a magnet for miracles. Miracles happen when you align your energy with trust, joy, and gratitude. They happen when you stop forcing and start flowing. They happen when you release resistance and allow the universe to surprise you. So, here's the ultimate question. Are you ready to step into the energy of miracles? Are you ready to let go of the doubts, fears, and attachments that have been holding you back? Because the moment you make that choice, everything changes. Remember, manifestation isn't just about creating a specific outcome, it's about becoming the version of yourself who naturally attracts what you desire. It's about embodying the energy of abundance, love, and freedom even before the physical evidence appears. When you trust the process, when you let go of resistance, and when you align your energy with your highest self, you don't just manifest your desires, you become a magnet for miracles. So, take a deep breath right now. Feel the weight of resistance lifting off your shoulders. Feel the flow of energy moving through you. The universe is always conspiring in your favor. Your job is not to force or chase, but to align, trust, and allow. You are worthy of miracles. You are capable of manifesting anything you desire. And the moment you release resistance, you open yourself up to a life beyond your wildest dreams. This is your time. This is your moment. The only question left is, are you ready to let go and step into the flow of miracles?